Hi, my name's Sniper.
And my name is Abdo.
And we're here to talk about Diplomunion.com.
Hello guys and welcome back. Yes, I am back, and today I've got with me my two favourite Yanks, Jolly and Drac. Guys, say hello to all the beautiful faces out there.
Did you just called me a Yank?
Yes, you are a Yank.
Is that what I understood there? A
You
Yankee.
are, yes.
Is that what
You're
we're
a Yankee
going with?
dandy. The North won. Yes, the South lost. Yes.
No, I'm not denying that part, but a Yank is definitely not Georgia. That's no. Let's try that again. Welcome back to the Bapper Show. I'm joined with Bamm, the best YouTuber ever, Havoc, and Draconis.
Hey, buddy, you gotta get something to wipe your nose there. You got a little something there.
I was thinking more of his eyes. He has to wipe his eyes. You know, he's tearing up. I just might have called him something offensive.
It's very derogatory. I'm surprised. That's censored. There's gonna be a beep whenever that goes through.
Well, let's see if I can wrangle these cats here and get us a little bit on topic. Hey, guys, Drac here. So, stick with us after the break when we get done with all the craziness here, because we've got an interview with a couple of guys from community website that they created about 10 years ago called Diplomunion. It's a gaming community that they've been keeping going all this time. But tell you what, let's start us off this week. Have you guys heard of or looked at a game called Divinity Original Sin 2?
Judging by the stunning suns, no, Drac. Please do go on.
I swear, there was a lot of crickets there.
I see what you did there. I don't know if Bamm saw what you did there. It might have blindsided him.
Inside joke.
Evil, Jolly. Evil, you cheeky fucker. Evil.
Yeah, these guys, they had an amazing Kickstarter a couple years ago. I think they were asking for around $500K, got over 2 million, surpassed all their stretch goals. And the game that they've put out it's absolutely amazing. All the features, the mod tools, everything has been pretty neat to take a look at. One place they really dropped the ball, though, the Collector's Edition. I have heard that some folks have received those, but we're going on now a month since the game has released, and they didn't even ship out the Collector's Editions until 2 days before the game was due to release. And some of those folks, not only have they not received their Collector's Editions yet, they can't even tell them where they are because the tracking information is there's nothing.
I mean, that's a risk you have when you go through Kickstarter.
Yeah, but I think that the problem is that, first off, they ship this stuff 2 days before launch, and when it probably should have been shipped closer to a week before launch. And from the sounds of it, they're not using like a major shipping company, so probably some off-brand or whatnot, like shipping agency, so the tracking has been almost nothing. And so there's no information as to even where these things are, so people can't even, see, has their stuff been lost in shipping now because it's been a month now, or are they still, expecting to get their packages?
So when you say shipping company, are you talking about the US Postal Service? Because I've heard that is, quite slow, snail mail and all that.
Well, I've got a buddy of mine that ordered the Collector's Edition, and, he backed them at that level a couple years ago when this all closed out, and he said the last information that he got was that it went to an airport in Germany. Now, that was a month ago, and since then, there's been no updates to the tracking at all. So, since it went to the airport in Germany, it's kind of just disappeared somewhere.
You know what that is? Basically, some German dude's like, oh, I know what that is. Yoink! He's got it. Your mate ain't got that.
Well, I told him I expected it probably went onto like a shipping container and that the airport was more or less just a hub. And that it probably ended up getting put on a truck in a container, shipped out to a boat, maybe left Spain or something, and that it'd be a few weeks. But, I mean, here we are a month later and there's still been no update. And you would have thought that once it reached stateside, that, being pulled out of the container and then having to be shipped across country, that there would have been some kind of scan or update.
Now, you said container, as in shipping container, right? You guys are aware that a certain part of America, the penis part of America, got absolutely devastated by a bit of wind and rain. So maybe the container's floating in the Gulf of Mexico somewhere. It's there. Go get it.
Well, I suppose that is one possibility, although I would have thought it would have come in through up like New York, where they weren't hit so bad by all that, rather than down in Florida.
No, they still went through Florida. They just waited the storm out. Like, where I work, we deal with a bunch of containers coming through. Everything still went through Florida, or Savannah, Georgia, or Charleston. It was still the South, but yeah, they didn't do that much to the containers. But yeah, if it's on a container, you're waiting a couple months for the thing anyways.
Good friend of mine, a guy called Ray, okay? He bought himself an RV. Now, I think he called it a Fleetwood or some shit. He spent like £90,000 on this thing just to get over to the UK. Now, because it's changing hands from customs and all that stuff, it's not actually owned by anyone, and you can't insure it. And it was in Florida at the time of, the hurricane. And it got completely wrecked.
Oh,
the poor
shit.
guy, £90,000 down the tubes because of a bit of wind. You know, it was upside down in an alligator-infested swamp.
Yikes.
So, yeah, you ain't got that RV no more.
So you couldn't insure it at all? It seemed like there was some kind of like shipping insurance going on.
No, it's a weird. No, there's a weird gap between it leaving the States and arriving in England. They will only allow you to insure the contents on the inside of it, which he did, but he couldn't insure the actual RV itself. At least that's what he's told me. Whether he rolled the dice and took the chance, and then Irma, Valkyrie, whatever the name is, started to come and wreck his shit. It's a different story altogether.
Speaking of that, why don't they ever give him really cool names like Valkyrie?
Yeah, Jose Maria. There's like five. There's half a dozen.
Well, I'll try to steer this back then. Speaking on collectors things, and I tagged Jolly in this, and you guys know I'm into these figures and stuff like that. Mega Constructs is getting ready to release their Series 2 heroes. And in the first series, they had things like He-Man, Skeletor. They had Jean-Luc Picard and a little Borg guy, as well as an alien and Colonial Marine. In the Series 2, they're going to have Spock, Captain Kirk, which a couple of Star Trek fans maybe on the show, maybe they'll finally pick some of this up. For Jolly, they're going to have Bender and Fry. And then they're doing 2 more Masters of the Universe ones, Beastman and Teela. I know it's kind of silly, but I'm crazy excited for this Mega Construct stuff.
Now, you said they're going to have Bender and Fry, but are you sure they haven't canceled that yet?
Not that I am aware of.
That's a Futurama joke. That show has been canceled more than any show I've ever heard about. It's kind of like G and Grit. Like that stuff that they had, they thought it went away, and it came right back. There was a discovery going on.
Oh yes. There was an STD moment, was there not?
So Mega Constructs, that's like the not Lego brand.
It's one of them. Yeah, there's a couple of different not Lego brands, but yeah, it's one of them. I think they used to be Mega Blocks, and I think they've recently rebranded themselves as Mega Constructs.
So this is used for stop motion. These sort of Lego figurines. Okay, I'm not going to call them Lego because the powers that be. So we'll call them Mega. Yeah, these Mega things are stop motion. Drac, you do a bit of stop motion with these things, don't you?
I do pictures, which sometimes I will do comic strip style stuff. I don't have the time to do stop motion, man.
Listen, all you got to do is take 30 pictures, and then that's 1 second. And then take another 30 pictures, and that's 1 second.
Exactly.
And then another 30 pictures, and that's 1 second. And then you've got 4 seconds. Yay!
Yeah, sorry, Bamm. Ain't got the time for stop motion.
You can make GIFs. Or GIFs. GIFs or GIFs. One or the other. You can do one of those.
That'd be cool. Make your own Lego GIF. GIF. Mif. Diff. Quiff. Diff.
But yeah, since you're talking about Bender and Fry, man, something I saw that's coming up Tuesday, finally, after 2 years, Megabots, they're finally dueling. The Japan bot and the America bot.
Dude, seriously? Look, Megabots, right, it's just a bit of scaffolding on a Double H tank trade base. That's all it is. And the Jap one is an airsoft gun, and the Yank one has a paintball gun, and it's just... no thanks. And there could be no pilots? It's all going to be remote controlled?
Well, I remember them saying they wanted to have pilots in the thing. Thankfully, if you're saying they're not going to have pilots in it, that's better.
Yeah, then they don't have to worry about injuring the other guy.
It can be more violent if there's no people actually in the thing.
No, bullshit. Have you guys ever watched a film called Robot Jocks or Robo Jocks?
I was going to bring that up because what I was going to say is what everybody wants to see is Robo Jocks, but it's not going to be that exciting. Now, I do think it'll be kind of cool to watch, but if you're expecting Robo Jocks, it's going to be a huge letdown.
And unfortunately, mate, I'm at the level of Robo Jocks. Granted, it's a tacky 80s film. Very, very tacky 80s film. But
Screw you, man. That film was awesome.
No, dude, seriously, I'll be no more of a lie. That film is on Netflix as we speak, right? I watched it because, old memories and whatever have you. That movie does not hold up.
I was going to say, is this somewhere I can actually watch it? Because I wasn't really watching movies in the 80s. I was kind of a baby.
There you go again.
Yeah, look, go to Netflix, right? Type in Robot, J-O-X, Robot Jocks, right? That film does not hold up. Okay, but if you go to...
Is it in color at least?
All right, wise ass. Hey, there you go. We'll put a link in the notes for you guys as well. But Jolly, in the chat here, I put an IMDb link up on TeamSpeak, so you can look at the...
Oh yeah, I'll check it out on Netflix. I'll definitely check it out later tonight on Netflix.
You'll stop watching after the Russian dude pushes the big heroic other robot that's made in Japan onto a palisade or a grandstand or whatever have you, and kills a whole bunch of people.
Well, I mean, don't spoil it for me now. Don't spoil it for me. I'll live tweet while I'm watching. Oh no, wait, no, you guys will be in bed by then.
with our teeth in a glass jar next to our bed. Yeah.
Yeah, Jolly was having a good time in the interview, making fun of my age too. So
yeah, I know he does that, doesn't he? Little shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Little young whippersnapper.
Megabots. So you making fun of the Megabots, man? But I'm noticing it's America and it's Japan. Where's the South African Megabot?
Dude, there is no South African Megabot. The only South African Megabot you're ever going to see, mate, is a guy made out of mud. That's about it, really.
Or like the Brit one. Like, come on, like there's no like little robot with an umbrella popping up.
All the Brit one will do is drink tea with a monocle and a moustache, going what? Tally ho.
Oh, wait. I thought he would actually be sitting there drinking tea with his mustache and his monocle while firing off his little airsoft rifle.
No. Just be sitting there going, what? Tally ho.
So the British one's the referee.
I think you're just jealous. I'm back on it. Like, I think you're just jealous. Just all it is. You're jealous of the American bot. Too much freedom for you. Can't handle the freedom.
Too much freedom. When you watch the film when I was a kid called Robo Jocks, right? And you're expecting Robo Jocks, right? Or Robot Jocks. And then you hear about Megabots and you see what's on offer. It's like, well done, human race. You've let me down yet again.
No, see, you're looking at it the wrong way, though, I think. Yes, it won't be as exciting as RoboJocks, but this is before even an early alpha phase of RoboJocks. This is the beginning of the road to RoboJocks.
Yeah, the starting point, man. The starting point. And what better two countries than America and Japan? Got a foundation right there you can build off of.
Yeah, I agree. Well, then fine. But I don't think it's going to do or be as epic as everyone wants it to be. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to sit idly by and not bother. Yes, I'm being a Debbie Downer about it because, RoboJocks was a great film, but it doesn't hold up, no word of a lie. Today, compare that to Star Wars, which was made 10 years before that. RoboJocks doesn't hold up, whereas Star Wars number 3 does today. So, yeah.
Freedom.
Yes, Charlie, I'm just jealous, okay? I'm jealous I didn't get to pilot the damn thing.
Oh, speaking of remotely piloting things, just a quick side segue, something. Did you see the race cars, the Nissan race cars that were being controlled with a PS4 controller from a guy in a helicopter?
That was the thing that was made for, like, GT Sport, I think, right?
Yeah, I think they were going something like 120, 130 miles an hour, too.
I mean, I used to live on I've seen little remote control cars going. It seemed like that fast, but they definitely weren't huge ton weighing machines.
Yeah, these were full size cars. It was pretty neat.
I just can't imagine the battery going dead in the controller.
I just want to know how they connected the controller to the car. Did they have a PS4 inside the actual car with the GT game disc in there and that controlled the car, or did it just hack the controller and then just glue over a skin.
It had something like 4 different types of robotic attachments in the car to control things like the throttle, the steering, and whatnot, and all of those ran through some kind of computer that was hooked to the controller.
Oh, so they butchered the controller. Okay. So actually, it wasn't actually a PS4 controller. Okay.
Well, I don't remember if it was a PS4 or an Xbox controller. I thought it was a PS4 controller, but the thing is, it was...
It'll be a PS4 controller.
It would have definitely been PS4.
Well, this is a little bit of pieces. Sony again have blocked a thing for cross-playing with Xbox. I said it was, let them come along, let them join. I will own the Xbox community.
You know, I'm getting so tired of that. Like, these two freaking companies need to just play nice with each other, just allow the cross-play. Although, in the article I was reading about it, they were saying that while Microsoft keeps trying to take this, stance that we're putting out an olive branch, that they're also probably doing it in such a way that will be to their advantage, maybe more so than Sony, and that could be why Sony's holding out. But I'd like to see these two companies get on board, and then also allow, at some point in the future, cross-play with PC players as well. And I know that in competitive arenas, that may be problematic, but if you're playing cooperative games, it shouldn't matter.
Well, yeah, it's like the Minecraft thing. That's what the gist of the current annoyance is. It's like the newest Minecraft, it's Xbox, the Switch, and PC, and I'm pretty sure the stupid mobile game too, like the mobile version, all playing together, minus PlayStation, because PlayStation's like I think they have to make it a separate account to actually access that version, and of course Sony's not going to want their members to make an account on another person's service. And it's not like PlayStation didn't ask last generation if Xbox wanted to crossplay, and Xbox was like, nah. So look for it in maybe 2 generations from now. PlayStation 7 is what I would go for, or 6, maybe 6.
I'm not going to be dabbling any more console purchasing, put that way. I'm going to make the leap to PC. I'm going to try that. Too late. I'm on a laptop currently.
Oh, look at that! Look at Bamm! Just don't buy a laptop and try to make that work for you.
Hey, dude, I need the mobility. I don't have the space for a tower, dude, and a freaking breeze block of a screen. No thanks. I need the mobility of a laptop.
Listen, you and G and others, I don't have the space.
That's right.
No. It's just not important enough to you. Because if it was important enough to you, you would make the space.
That's a very good observation. You're very right. Getting a PC is not an important factor in my life to warrant me making space for it. Whereas a laptop, I could disconnect it and throw it in a bookshelf and forget about it.
Yes, and then you'll also be outdated on some of the games you might want to play here in the near future.
Oh, that's true, mate. That's true. This poor laptop I've got, mate, is...
Like, can you even upgrade laptops nowadays yet? Is that even a thing?
It really depends on the laptop, and it depends on the hardware that's in there. If they have, and some laptops do have a separate graphics card, then that could be upgradable. But most times, the graphics card is integrated into the motherboard, so all you're really going to be able to do is upgrade the processor and the memory and your hard drive. And most times, you probably wouldn't even bother with upgrading the processor.
Wait, isn't that what, it was one of the VR headsets. They were showing them off on, it was like Microsoft was showing off some VR headsets. It was either Vive or the Oculus, one or the other. And they had, a external graphics card hooked up to the thing just to run it.
They do have those, yeah. There are external graphics cards that you can hook into things like that.
So, is it going to get to a point where you're going to have, you buy the base laptop, and then you buy all these secondary parts that you just kind of set the laptop onto? Eventually, it just makes, 3-4 times the size.
Well, maybe for somebody like Bamm, who needs that portability in his old-ass laptop.
Exactly.
But actually, no, you were talking about the headsets and stuff. I saw where, Facebook, they were just showing off an Oculus headset that's a standalone, all-in-one, all housed in itself VR headset that looked kind of neat.
Yeah, they're both doing that. Vive's got, the wireless one going on, too.
Okay, let me wrangle you boys back onto the course. Shadow of War. Ooh, this is a delectable morsel.
Not a game I plan on playing? That's the one that has the loot boxes that people were complaining about recently, was it not?
It is, but you know what's funny, and one of the biggest complaints with those loot boxes is because of the fact that it's a single player game. But here's the funny thing about that: people have found a way to crack that already, using some software called Cheat Engine. They give themselves in-game money, which then just allows them to buy those loot boxes, so they don't have to grind through a lot of the end-game content to get to the end of the actual game.
You can do that on PC, but console? I'm thinking, yeah.
No, not on console. Yeah, that'd be on PC. But the other thing is that I think it was such a short time that the copy protection, the Dunov or Denovo copy protection that's in there, it was cracked like super quick, which lately that's been happening with a lot of these games. And so now I heard as a rumor, I haven't had a chance to fact check this yet, but what I heard as a rumor is they've actually reduced the price in places like Australia in order to try and get people to still buy the game.
I mean, every game does seem like it's like double the price everywhere else in the world. So, yeah. Yeah,
the annoying part about that is if your copyright protection was cracked and you just all of a sudden reduce the price like that, do you think that maybe you might not have needed to pay for the copyright protection if you had just sold it at the lower price to begin with?
It's just the thing. It's just the way everything's been done. Like the old mindset. You do it this way and you're always going to do it this way.
And again, this proves that console peasants are the safer investment when it comes to games.
Safer bet for the developer.
Okay, so this is where you might have to bleep me out because I call horse shit on that. Because I have looked around the internet because I got tired of listening to Microsoft complain that, they weren't bringing certain games to the PC because of piracy on the PC and how it was so rampant. You know what? You can find just as much piracy on any console. The Nintendo Wii, when it was out, was easy to pirate the games on that. The Xbox, the PS4, there are plenty of ways to pirate that stuff, and I see stuff like that listed online all the time.
Well, I mean, it's doable still, but you're not going to be playing online with that PS4 or that Xbox One.
No, very true. Pirated games, but to actually crack the copyrighted software and then blow the game out the water by basically not paying for it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Those kinds of things are available on console just as they are on PC.
Really? Oh, please send me a couple of links. I want to try this out.
I thought it had multiplayer. It was like tower defense type deal going on.
And that's absolutely true, but with the PC versions, you aren't usually going to be able to play online with those either. Sometimes you could play like LAN co-op or something like that, but not typically online play.
Yeah, I thought somebody I was talking to a couple of days ago said it had some kind of multiplayer deal to it, but that's not my kind of game, so I kind of zoned out a little bit.
But it's a one-player game, so why would you want to co-op it anyway? Or online it anyway?
Well, in this specific instance, it's a single-player game versus having any kind of multiplayer component, at least not that I'm aware of.
But yes, it's definitely a fraction of the pirated games on console that PC has going on. But it's still doable. Like, I'm in some subreddits, maybe, just for research purposes.
Well, I played a little bit of the first one. I haven't played the second one. I haven't even picked it up yet. It's on my list, but I have so many other things going on, and I'm going to wait for a sale.
Somebody's got to do research here, okay? Somebody's got to do research here. And the ones I'm in are for, like, PS3. They're, like, last gen. And you can't freaking get on multiplayer. And it's constantly changing every update that they try to force you to do.
Well, one thing I found interesting, too, is there was an article that was published that actually came out of the UK not too long ago, maybe only a few weeks ago, where the research that they had done had shown that pirating games had actually shown to increase sales. Now, I'm not condoning piracy, and I'm not saying everybody should go out and pirate everything or whatnot, but when I read that, I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, maybe the reason for that is, it used to be, years ago, you could download a free demo of a game and play a little bit of it to see if it was something that you thought you would really be into or not. But you don't see much of that anymore. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of open betas for multiplayer games, but single-player games, stuff like Shadow of War, I'm not aware of there being any kind of demo where you can kind of just check out the game to see if it's something you want to play. And so I was thinking at least the reason why it probably increased sales is, at least some of or a majority maybe of the people who were pirating things are pulling these things down and play testing them, and if it's something they like, then they're going in and supporting the developers, which is what you should do. If you find something that you like, go support them so they can make more of the stuff that you enjoy.
I don't believe that one bit. Don't believe it one bit. quite honestly don't believe it one bit.
I agree with you there. I'm sorry, Drac. Now, the thing is, betas nowadays, in my view, are the demo. This is why they tend to be on for a week or a weekend or whatever have you. Plus the fact that you also get episodal games. Particularly with the Walking Dead franchise. If you didn't like the first episode, you're not going to carry on buying episode 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you did, you carry on supporting that game. So that's what I reckon the demos has moved to. The demo of the game is the beta, which is why the betas nowadays look so goddamn beautiful, instead of actually looking like a beta.
I agree with that when it comes to multiplayer stuff, because I think that the multiplayer betas that are out now are so polished that they're basically just testing load on the servers. But if it's not a multiplayer game, and in the instance of something like Shadow of War, at least I was not aware of any beta for that, and I mean you don't see any kind of demo or anything. So really, the only way to play the game is to spend the $60 or whatever it is and buy it.
Well, I don't know. Single player games have trials or whatever where you do the first level.
I haven't seen that for single player games in a long time, though.
Oh, well, fair enough. I don't play single player games personally, but I'm pretty sure most seem like they would have. It seems like a thing to do. Give somebody like one level to play on, give them like a little checkpoint where you can't go any farther. Would you like to continue? Purchase my game. Pretty please.
Well, that's what Doom did. Look how huge Doom got and still is.
But yeah, on the survey note where it's like, oh, there's a survey that came out that says it's good now. Me and you, we both live in America. We know how many surveys come out. There's a survey saying, oh, chocolate's bad for you. A year or two later, oh, there's a survey come out. Chocolate's good for you. Who would have guessed? Like, I don't trust the surveys anymore, man.
Well, that and everything causes cancer.
Exactly. Video games.
Except bacon.
No. Bacon's like it's in a good spot.
It was vegan propaganda.
Too damn right. I'm still adamant it's vegan propaganda that bacon causes cancer. Vegan propaganda.
Well, all right, guys, on that note, I guess we're going to close it down for this week and stick around for the break, or after the break, I should say, and Jolly and I will be back with the interview for the guys from Diplomunion. For me, Draconis, I'm out.
And from me, Bamm Havoc, see all you crazy guys in the next episode of the Bamsters Show. Yay!
And I'll catch you guys over in the interview.
Hi, my name is Sniper.
Hi, my name is Abdel. I'm a recovering HOTS addict, and I'm here to talk about Diplomunion.com.
And on the Bamsters podcast, we also talked about bacon and old games.
Jolly.
And we're back again, and we have two guests with us today. We have Abdel and Sniper, a very easy one. Draconis is joining me today.
Are you sure about that?
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. It's like, it's late. It's bedtime, you know. Booker just had his birthday. I'm getting up there in the age, too.
You're getting up there. Aren't you the baby on the podcast?
I'm 30, dude. 30.
So, Abdel, Sniper, why don't you guys say hi?
Hello, thanks for having us.
Oh, we're happy to have you. We're going to interview these guys about a forum site called, and I'm not going to sing it, Diplomunion. But why don't you guys tell us a little bit about what the site is and why you put it together?
All right. Well, Abdel actually created the site way back when. Like, what was it, 2009, Abdel?
No, it's 2007. Keep them the date wrong.
2007. Oh, dang. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I made it back then around... you guys heard of the game Warcraft III, the RTS?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's around like the custom gaming community there, and like a bunch of clans came together, played like maps like Europa, and I don't know, more like control your army sort of maps, not maybe like Dota or something that's pretty popular from the Warcraft 3 custom scene. And then, yeah, made it as a forum for those people and just kind of grew from there into more of a community gaming forum out from Warcraft 3 because it's a pretty old game and we're all playing kind of something new these days.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's pretty impressive, keep that going for Warcraft for 10 years.
Yeah, well, what's even more impressive is like there's still maps being made and updated, and there's still like a pretty like vibrant community. Like the other day I was playing a Star Wars map, but okay, this is in the RTS engine, right? Have you seen any of these custom maps these crazy people make?
I've seen custom maps for different things, but it's been quite a while since I've loaded up any kind of Warcraft or StarCraft games.
Okay, so right, so like Warcraft 3, StarCraft, it's like top down, you're controlling your units, you're building stuff, and even like Dota, okay, you control one unit, but it's a hero, it's kind of on the same like mechanisms of the game. But I played this custom map the other day, and it sits you like in the cockpit of a Star Wars ship, and you can pilot, and it has 3D range of motion, and it's like an X-Wing versus TIE Fighter mod on Warcraft 3, and you just pilot with like your arrow keys, and you shoot with Q, and you go around, and you have a throttle and everything. So like, I don't know, there's some crazy stuff like that still being made for whatever reason, the hardcore people in the custom mapping community, I guess.
About the only thing I can think to say about that, and this would be if we had like a little soundboard here, is where I'd insert the sound from Darth Vader of impressive. Most impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, super impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, so the site actually, I started it out of my community college. Basically, the main issue was we had all these Warcraft 3 clans, and each clan had its own site. And so my buddy and I, his name is Green, he's no longer with us. He's moved. We went our separate ways. But one of the things is that we did was we decided that we're going to make one site for all the clans to basically be on, so you wouldn't have to have 5-6 accounts and 5-6 forums to visit every time you wanted to talk to somebody or talk about a certain problem with a map or with the community. And so that was the main purpose. And we started as Warcraft 3 Diplomacy, and the website name was wc3diplo.net. It was very in following with the Warcraft 3 search map making community, where they made models and maps as well. And so we want to like sort of like follow them as well. And so but that's how we got started. And in terms of Europa, it's a sort of like a risk-based micro type map that was like really micro intensive, and it was really competitive between everybody's clans, and each clan like hated each other. But it was kind of nice to have like one site for everybody to strengthen that community, because rivalries can destroy communities, but if harnessed correctly, they can also strengthen them.
Well, that's cool. So I looked at the site a little bit, and I saw that there was some stuff in there for StarCraft as well, and I think there was a couple other games, and you guys have even got links for like advertising people's streams now.
Yeah, the streaming thing's been pretty good, I would say. Anything that helps them connect with people, and then also once they like follow the link back from the stream to like the community, they can look at other streams, and it just kind of hopefully builds on itself is the idea. And people are still streaming Warcraft 3 custom maps, so you can have a look at that.
Yeah, I found that the relationship's been pretty symbiotic, like with a lot of overlap of users from the streamers and on Diplo, and then vice versa.
Yeah, no, definitely been good. And like to what Abdel was saying about like the site being first created and like unifying all these like clans and stuff, like he's kind of like underselling it. Like, I don't know, there was like some serious drama between people. Like people hated each other, and then this site kind of connected all these people in a really cool way. So yeah, and it's still here.
I will be the first to admit you guys lost me with this whole Warcraft thing. I'm going to sneak it in there that I do mostly play on console.
Yes.
It's like, I'm a little lost, but it's
Right.
awesome to see you did create a place that would like connect people, I guess.
Yeah.
More so than everybody having their own website, being like, my team's over here, your team's over there.
Exactly. So like, yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. Imagine like you're all playing the exact same game, but the community is like a custom map on like, I don't know, you play some console games. So like, Halo has like the Forge. So it's like the community only based on one map, but then there's like 10 groups of people, and like these people will play against each other, but other than that, they go to their separate groups, they go to their separate places, and mostly they just hate each other. And like the competition is really fierce about who can like play this Forge map the best. And it gets to the point where like it's bad for the map, because the more feedback you have and the more the more togetherness you have, because it's also competing against other maps, which is kind of ridiculous, I guess, if you don't really know the scene. But yeah, I don't know. So having one site for everything really increased the longevity of the community, I think.
Helped up the cooperation, I guess. Instead of just being pure competition, like have a little cooperation to build everything up. I'm kind of getting it, man. I'm kind of like, I do shooters on my PC whenever I do play on the PC.
Right.
But I kind of get you.
Yeah, but the rivalry at that time, especially being like 17, 18, was insane. Like, you had like people, just like Draconis went in and as a spoof, and just stealthed around the site today. You had people doing that like for several months to certain clans and getting into positions of power and just mass kicking everybody from the clan and trying to kill it. I'm glad to say we moved on from those periods of high drama and high intrigue and essentially House of Cards, but that was basically the origin. It was really the Wild West back then, and right now we're a little bit more domesticated.
Well, a little bit, not that much, but yeah.
Well, I didn't have anything so diabolical in mind when I popped into the Discord server earlier today.
Well, hey, we don't trust newcomers. No, it's all good. Those days are pretty far gone. Most of the other Warcraft 3 custom mapping sites were not, because there are some other communities, but it's not like an antagonistic relationship anymore. Like, we kind of all hang out, play the same game, not trying to, delete each other off the game, or I don't know, some EVE Online drama kind of level stuff. So, yeah.
So do you guys host any content for folks to go and pull down, like custom maps and stuff? And if someone made a custom map, and they upload it to your site, or how does that work?
Yeah. So we have a showcase, which you can showcase your custom maps on Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, Dota 2, and even Age of Empires 2. They have a small custom mapping community. So you upload your map there. Everyone can see it. You can rate it. You can see changelog, videos, images. So it's all kind of together on that.
And people can leave reviews.
No comment, 5-star reviews. All good.
That kind of reminds me a little bit of a site I used to go to, Neverwinter Vault, and it was for the Neverwinter Nights game that was out, probably about almost 20 years ago now. Well, maybe between 15 and 20 years ago, but it was a RPG that was released in the Forgotten Realms setting, and people were able to use the tools that came with the game to build their own maps and own adventures and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. I'm smiling right now because the funny thing is, that exact game is a Warcraft 3 custom map, and it still has its own forum community. I checked 6 or 7 months ago. It was still a community. It might not be anymore. It was kind of looked like it was on its dying edge, but yeah, that game had a custom map in Warcraft 3 with its own community, which is, I guess, kind of like customception, since you're saying on that game there was also custom maps. So I don't know how deep that rabbit hole went.
Yeah, I was surprised at the longevity that game had, but with you guys talking about Warcraft, that's a game I hadn't thought about in quite a while, so it does kind of surprise me that one's still kind of hanging around as well.
Yeah, the biggest challenge for us has been trying to keep the community moving along, whereas we're losing members, or we're gaining new members at a slower pace than we're losing them. At the same time, burnout is real. I haven't touched Warcraft 3 in maybe a year now, or since our last gaming event that we usually hold every couple months. And so that's definitely a challenge, that you feel obligated to support a certain game because it's the game that you got started on, and it's the game that everyone on the site came to play initially. But at the same time, it's gone so old that you kind of hope that it gets some lifeblood back through a remaster of some sort.
Yeah, small hints coming. Yeah, we're expecting a remaster like StarCraft 1, because Blizzard has, I don't know if you've launched Blizzard to play Heroes of the Storm or anything like that recently, that has all their, or Overwatch maybe, has all their games on the left side of their launcher, and StarCraft Remastered is on that launcher, and Warcraft 3, when you start it now with this new latest patch, they're patching it still for, we think, a remastered version, but it pops up through the launcher now. So here's hoping it's remastered and released for free, because that'd be really cool.
Well, and, I almost kind of wonder whatever happened to the Warcraft series that they stopped making those. I know Warhammer got popular, and there were other RTS games that have come out that have been pretty popular, but I thought Warcraft had held its own at the time, so
yeah,
I'm not sure why they haven't made any more.
Well, the problem is twofold, that you have a competitor, or you have another IP, which is StarCraft, that you don't want to release two RTSs at the same time as one company, and the other problem is that you got World of Warcraft, and that's basically pushing the main story of Warcraft right now, for better or worse.
Yeah. Also, World of Warcraft makes so much money, and I think maybe because they already had the Warcraft universe in an MMO, they wanted to stick to one RTS, and that was StarCraft II. Like, they put a lot of work in that game, and it was really popular for a long time, but it kind of fell off the radar for a lot of people. I mean, for us, from our perspective, the custom mapping is nowhere near what you would get on, Warcraft 3. And it should have been, like, the tools for the custom content creators should have been, I think, easier to use. And I think that would have made the game survive into basically antiquity if they had that, because those graphics are really good. The game feels nice. You can select more than 12 units, which is a downfall of Warcraft 3 to everyone.
Well, there definitely was a lot to like about the more recent StarCraft game that came out, but I think one of the things, and I don't know if they fixed it with an update because I looked at it when it first came out or maybe towards the end of the beta, but the field of view was so small, and with all the other RTSs that were out at the time where you could zoom out further and see so much more, it just felt way too constrictive. It was something that kind of turned me off to that.
No, totally. And the thing with that is the view is constricted because the actual map size, even in the campaign and the like normal ladder maps, it's really small. Like the total size that you can travel in that map had people complaining. It just wasn't big enough. And yeah, it felt pretty cramped to me. I don't know, but obviously not only to me. I don't know. Abdel, did you feel cramped in StarCraft 2?
I only ever played StarCraft 2 the moments that we played it, but just coming off of all the Warcraft 3 experience, I didn't feel that constricted, to me personally at least.
I'll poke Jolly, see if he's fallen asleep.
we just lost him, I think, maybe.
No, I'm here, man. I am here. No, I was just looking, like, Dragon is just complaining about a field of view, and like I said, I've been playing consoles, and I'm like, yeah, your field of view is always like 4 times what we have as it is, so yeah, go ahead and complain some more, bro.
Yeah. Have you played any RTS on consoles? On
I forgot
PS4
to put them all, but no, I get so bored in those kind of games, kind of like.
Yeah. No, they're not for everyone, but I was thinking, I think Lord of the Rings released like an RTS, and then there's Halo Wars. I can't really think of any other well-known ones.
Well, there's Warhammer, and then there's things like Active Aggression or the Command & Conquer series. I know there were more, too.
I want to say I briefly played Halo Wars, but it wasn't
There was
wasn't
a brief
really
flirtation.
Halo. Like, it wasn't like I didn't have a VR, so I was like, I'm going to go back to the Halo, the actual Halo. But nah, to each their own. That's just never been my type of game. And I'm noticing, like, on your site, there is actually other kind of games. So I heard one of you was taking a break. Are you, like, just using the site as, like, a way to play, like, to group up with other people in other games?
Well, not necessarily a break from gaming, but just a break from Warcraft 3. I do play, as Sniper knows, a lot of Heroes of the Storm. And, yeah, basically. And but essentially over the past 10 years, I guess the community or the site has moved more from a game-driven community to more of a people-centered community. So we have a lot of personalities on the site, and what that helps with is you can move to any game at any given time, and the people there know each other enough that they'll be like, okay, this is worth investing $40 to $60 on this game because I know that these people will play with me, and we have the same schedules, and so that's essentially how the community has been growing since then. And talk about consoles, I remember one of the games a few years ago we were trying to move to was Battlefield 3, And I remember you, Sniper, you used to play on console, and I used to play on PC. And I was like, "There's no way we could possibly play together." But yeah, it was sad days for us. But yeah, that's basically been the transition for us.
We used to have a lot of people who played on console back in the day, but I feel like now we're pretty much all on PC games. Even when we play like first-person shooters like Battlefield 1 or stuff like that, it's, I don't know, we're not really I don't know, the support isn't there. Like the community just isn't there for consoles anymore for our community anyways. Sticking to lots of people have a PC game, so it encourages other people. And we steal people from like different games all the time. Like people will join our community to play like Civilization, and then next week we're playing like Heroes of the Storm, and they'll be like, "What the heck? I thought this was like a Civ server," but it's kind of like any game that you can play on PC server, multiplayer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we definitely do have our share of people on the site who don't even play video games anymore. They just come to post. Namely, one person I can think of.
Yeah, we have I don't know. It's a mumble jumble of things. There's a thinking cap where, I don't know, more of like a debatey, moderated section, and people who maybe put like a hold on gaming because it's just not within their schedule. They post on their phone there, and they talk about issues, news, that kind of stuff. So
those of us with families and all kinds of other crap going on get to live vicariously through the guys who have more time on their hands.
Pretty much, exactly, yeah.
So I guess, when did each of you guys get into gaming, and like how did that come about? Did you start with a console, a specific console, or was it, you start out with PCs?
I started out on PC. I played Red Alert. That was my first like RTS game, and Star Wars. What is that? Dark Forces Rising. I think that was my first FPS. So yeah, PC.
My first was SNES, playing Super Mario. What other games I used to own? Goof Troop, Looney Tunes Basketball. I didn't. When I was a kid, my parents didn't usually buy me that many games, so like now, I would usually just run the games I had into the ground, just playing them and mastering them. Moved on to N64, and it wasn't until maybe I started playing Age of Empires 2 that I got into PC gaming. So I started playing Age of Empires 2, and then I got into shooters with Counter-Strike, and I started playing Warcraft 3, just based off of a recommendation from a friend. He lent me his CD, and I was like, "Hey, you should try this game. It's pretty good." And we played a lot of ladder together in that game, and then moved on to custom games from there. And here we are.
It's funny you mentioned that your friend, like on a recommendation. I lived in a town of like 5,000 people, and there was one other person who played Warcraft 3, and we found each other on BattleNet just randomly, saying like where you're from and stuff. Like, "Oh, I'm from Canada." "Oh, where in Canada?" "Oh, I'm from Alberta." "Oh yeah, but you're not from this super isolated small town up north." "Oh yeah, I am." "What the heck? Who are you?" And we actually organized a LAN party with all the towns close by us. There was like 4 or 5 other people that we ended up meeting. So that was my introduction into Warcraft 3 ladder LAN party.
Nice.
I remember, well, my friend and I, with the friend who introduced me to Warcraft 3, I lived in Saudi Arabia at the time, and we went to an American, I guess, styled school, and one of the things we wanted to do was start a gaming club, and so we went to the computer instructor over there, or I don't know what the course is called anymore, but we basically requested that, can we install this game on all your computers and come in during lunch or after school to play it with, other friends. And he was like, "No, you can't." And so he got so mad that the next day we tried to look for a LAN cafe, and this is like in Saudi Arabia where you have to drive like miles to get anywhere. And so we got up together, got a cab, and drove to the one LAN cafe we could find, only to find that it didn't open until the evening, and we were there at noon, so we waited for 5 hours outside this closed shop with a third friend to get in and to play Warcraft 3 only to realize that Warcraft 3 really sucks as a 3-player game. And so that was the first LAN Warcraft 3 experience I had.
Do you remember what that cafe was called? That seems like a special moment in history.
I don't. You don't really care about that.
Oh, interesting.
But before that, I used to go to a lot of LAN cafes. When I lived in the UAE, they used to give us these the arcades over there. They used to have like sets of computers that you could use, and you could charge up your card and add time to it. And one of the big games there when I lived there was Red Alert 2, so I played a lot of that.
Oh, nice. Did you? I remember the first time I discovered you can run dogs over in Red Alert 2. I was so sad. I was like, what?
It's just like growing up in that respect is kind of upsetting because like you have such vivid memories of these games, and nowadays when you look at them, it's like, oh my god, I can see the pixels on the screen.
Exactly. Yeah, the soldiers in Red Alert 2 were like 5 red pixels and 1 orange pixel for like a face. The Soviet troops, anyways. The American troops are like the same thing but blue. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, I think after a hiatus, I played Age of Empires 2 after a while, and this was back in like 2006, even before we started Diplo. And I tried playing, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks awful.
Man, in 2006. That remastered version, I don't know how much it changes. It's hard to tell. Like, was it really that bad? Because the remastered version kind of, I don't know. It's not the worst game. I mean, there's indie games that are being released now that are kind of on par with that graphics.
I don't know if I can take the hit to my nostalgia again.
Yeah, sometimes the nostalgia is better than the actual experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, listening to you guys complain about the graphics, I'm just kind of sitting here, I'm like, man, I really feel old because I'm remembering things like back on the Commodore 64 and the Atari, and you're talking about pixelated graphics. I'm going, damn, man.
We had 8 pixels. we had a screen we put on our TV. What are you guys complaining about?
Well, and when you talked about running over the dogs, there was a game called King's Quest where everything you did, you would type in commands, and then the character would move along the screen and do things. And I remember we all got a kick out of it. There was a group of us that were sitting around a keyboard, and somebody said, try to kick the cat, and you're like standing in the wizard's tower, and the wizard has a cat, and you type in kick cat, and the guy literally goes over and drop kicks the cat right out the window.
Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious. It'll be cool to talk to those people who made that game. Well, they're probably, what? Are they dead? I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 39.
39? How old is that game? I wonder if those people are still kicking who worked on it somewhere.
You know what? I'm gonna look that up. I think it was like King's Quest 3 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, look it up. Let me know what you find. I want to talk to that guy who made it so you can actually kick the cat out of the window. That seems amazing.
Let's see. It says the game was released in 1986 by Sierra Entertainment.
Sierra Entertainment. I don't think that definitely doesn't exist, right?
I don't think I've seen them put out anything in a long time.
Yeah, all right. Just making sure I'm not crazy.
Well, you know what? I take that back. I think there was a recent King's Quest game that came out or was going to come out. I don't know if it went through like a Kickstarter or something, but I thought I saw something.
Well, I don't know. You should play it, and you should get to that tower, and if you can't kick the cat out of the window, you should call Phony Baloney.
Jolly.
I was just gonna say. I don't know. It must be boring for him.
I've been taking it.
No. I was looking it up. I remember the name. I didn't think there was a documentary on that developer right there, Sierra, on Netflix somewhere. I was trying to remember exactly what all we were talking about.
Oh, damn. Nice doing the research behind the scenes.
Sometimes, like, it's like, I kind of remember, and I'm like, I don't want to say anything because I don't remember enough.
Yeah.
And it'd be kind of like just walking off a cliff because it's just like dead stop. But yeah, that game came out a year before I was born, Draconis. I'm just saying, a year before I was born.
Yeah, I think I was 8.
I don't want to make you feel old at all. I was like, first game I remember on PC was Unreal 2K4.
Oh, wow.
That's the one I played.
Excuse me while I go cry in the corner.
Damn. Not to make anyone feel old. Crap.
And it was a beta. I played a beta. Unreal 2K4 beta for like 2 years.
Wait, they had a beta out for 2 years?
I'm pretty sure I was a little bit younger, but I played it forever.
Dang.
And, I think I got an Xbox, and I moved away from the PC gaming right then.
Yeah, that was the forever departure, it sounds like.
Until the Vive came out, you guys got me back. That's when I built my computer. First computer. Put all that money in there. I was like, I gotta play this a little bit now.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what the Vibe is. What is the Vibe?
Vive. HTC Vive, the VR headset.
Oh, what? So this is a new thing? You just built a computer to use the headset?
You never heard of the Vive? Or like the Oculus Rift?
Okay, yeah, Oculus Rift. Yeah, I've never heard of the Vive, though.
Yeah, Vive is the one that was a partnership between Valve and HTC.
Oh, gotcha. I don't know. Whenever I see a VR game, I just get super, like, I don't know. Have you played any? How can it seem, there's no screen. How does it play? Is it fun?
It's amazing. You're in the game.
You're using your keyboard and stuff, right?
No, you have 2 controllers in your hands.
Right. What's the gameplay like? Because I remember playing, like, Call of Duty 4, I think. Don't quote me on that. No. Call of Duty World at War on the Wii. And it was like you pointed and you shot. And it was, like, the worst experience of my life. Is Oculus, like, or Vive in the...
No. It's amazing, is what it is. Like, especially for
it's
like
amazing.
wave shooters, like the old arcade wave shooters, where you're standing in front of the cabinet with a little controller in your hand, a little gun, little plastic gun, that thing. Like those types of games are just crazy fun on the Vive.
Interesting. Maybe I'll have to get myself one of these famous Vives.
You could always just go to Best Buy, maybe, is the one that displays them or something like that.
Yeah, try them out there.
Yeah, I would definitely try it out first, because some people do get motion sickness.
Right. Just be one of those people that go there once every business day and...
Take you a little some wet wipes or whatever and wipe it down just to make sure.
Yeah, this is my Vive now.
But no, it's fun. It's fun. It was worth spending a lot of money on a PC. I don't know if it was worth, like, building the PC. That took forever. Like, I don't know how many YouTube videos I had to watch to figure out how to put a PC together.
Damn, yours must have been, I don't know. My setup's pretty basic, so it didn't seem to take me that long. The only thing that happened was I got the CPU, like, preset on the fan and the cooling system preset. Just have, like, whatever, a simple fan over the CPU. And they didn't preset it right, so when I plugged it in, it was like, your temperature is at like 100 degrees Celsius. I was like, holy crap, that's not good. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, so eventually I took it back in. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Can you guys tell me? And the guy takes like one look at it. He's like, oh yeah, we didn't set this right. That's not good. I was like, oh. It's like the cooling system isn't connected. It was like someone forgot to put that paste on, and it was just like sitting on top or something.
Yeah. The thermal paste is pretty important. I found that out. I definitely made sure I put it on there. See? Like, if I would have had a gaming community at the time, it would have probably made it a lot easier. I could have just popped up a little thread and be like, hey, what's up? What did I do wrong?
Exactly. That's actually how I built mine. You can still see the thread. It's amazing. There was lots of public debate about what I should get, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, I remember that thread on Diplo, where you basically asked people what you should put on your computer.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know anything. Just tell me basically what I should do. I have this PC parts picker open. Lay it on me.
I was going to recommend that website. Yeah, that's a good site.
That's definitely what I had to do. I had some messages, and I was like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know how to plug the power in. Like, where do I go before I get to that part?
But then when you build it, you feel like a badass. You're like, wow,
I was a nervous wreck. What are you talking about, a badass? I was like, okay, I'm going to hit the little power button. And, oh, shit.
I mean, maybe because I didn't do the hardest part, which is like to set like the CPU cooling. I hear that's the hardest thing, and I didn't do it. But when I was building, I was like, yeah, frick yeah, bud. I'm just putting pieces together, starting it up. I was pretty dejected when my temp was like off the roof. I was like, no, what if I like already wreck something in the first 5 seconds of turning on my computer?
I was nervous myself. Yeah. I had not plugged in a cord apparently, and all those cables do need to be plugged in.
Yeah. Abdul, did you make your computer?
No, but I added things to it and subtracted stuff. So I basically just updated the graphics card and power supply. I kept it at that, and it's relatively old now. It's like 6 years old, but it's Old Faithful.
Old Faithful holds up well.
Yeah, basically. There's some times where like I'm playing a game and it just farts out on me, and I always get the "How is your computer playing this game?" comment from somebody that I'm playing
really?
with. But yeah.
So what you're saying is it can play like Warhammer 2 Ultra, no worries.
No, I'll be lucky if I can get medium with Warhammer.
Yeah. 50,000 unit battles, not a problem.
Yeah, but the graphics on low are so good that it's not even a problem.
Oh, really? I haven't played Warhammer 2 at all, actually. I just assume it's like probably the most graphics intensive games that you'd be into.
I don't know. I'm not really a huge fan of Warhammer. I feel like they oversimplified it a lot.
Wait, oversimplified Warhammer or oversimplified the genre? We're talking about Total War, guys. I don't know. Have you ever played a Total War game?
I played the first one.
Total War Shogun 1?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I should have specified that more. The Warhammer, the first Warhammer one. Yeah.
Oh, Warhammer. Okay, what'd you think about it? Simple? Not simple?
I think I probably spent a whole 15 or 20 minutes in it, and I keep telling myself I'm going to go back to it because I want to play it some more, but I haven't done it yet. So, no, it looks great, though. It looks amazing, and so I definitely want to spend some more time on it, though.
Yeah. If you ever want some people to play with you, just drop by the Diplomunion Discord and ask around, because we played that game pretty heavily when it came out, like multiplayer. Pretty much, I don't know, every time you were on, someone was playing a multiplayer match. We had a little tournament too. Some people know all the strategies, so it wasn't very fun for like a learner like me, but
Well, yeah, one of the great things about the Discord, which Sniper set up, was that before we had Discord, we used to make thread topics where it's like games that are currently being played in this game thread, and basically you'd essentially post in that thread and just hope that people who are online see it. They wouldn't be notified about it because, they would have to physically see it to be notified. And I think we did that for Medieval 2 Total War. We had a few gaming sessions with that. But ever since we moved to Discord, it's been just so easy, just gathering groups, letting people tag themselves and set their own notification settings, and like we've had a much easier time forming groups around certain games.
yeah, whoever made Discord's like a gaming community, I don't know, like Moses or something, like that's such a great application, so easy to play. I don't know, can't say.
What's amazing about it is how similar it is to the Warcraft III clan channel chat system.
Yeah, they stole it all from. It all started at Warcraft 3.
But I don't know, like the chat in Warcraft 3 was so good for community building compared to other games I played that were multiplayer.
Yeah, no, totally. Actually, when you're saying that, I remember like the Age of Empires 2, even Age of Empires 3. You think with a newer game it would be more updated, but yeah, no, the Warcraft 3 chat system was super good. Are you guys into? We're talking about like, I don't know, kind of how good Discord is, but have you guys been on Facebook, like a Facebook gaming group? Have you joined any of those?
One or two.
Yeah. It seems so like foreign to someone who like, I don't know, first used forums and then now Discord, but people might even start leaving those behind and just substitute that for their public profile. Like they're fine with their social life and their gaming life to be basically the same, like people posting in groups looking for a game or whatever like that. I don't know. Is Discord and on its last days, is Facebook just going to take over anything or everything?
Well, I don't know about that. I think I've been surprised at how many, especially indie developers, but even some bigger name game companies have been using Discord like a forum system. So, and that's been kind of interesting to see that. It's impossible to keep up with all these games though.
Yeah, no, there's so many for the indie. Yeah, it's just so much more. I mean, on one hand, the ability to make posts is just, I don't know, however fast you can type, basically. So I think with forums, it's easier to go back and see like specific comments about your project or something. But in terms of like communicating with the devs and like giving feedback like right then and getting an answer right then, and just the whole process is so much faster. I can see, I don't know, forums probably won't be around. I mean, they're already starting to die with like Reddit and like, I don't know, 4chan corner the market on forums, and other than that, Discord just makes communicating so much easier. So why would you necessarily have to have a forum if you're one of these startup games? Because it used to be like every game released had a forum to talk, you know? Now it's like, that's a rare thing.
Well, and the cost and maintenance is so much less for something to like set up your own Discord server for a game than it is to, you know, have a server that's running, you know, all these forums and whatnot. So
no, totally, yeah. And maybe that's why I want, like, who, I don't know a lot about Discord, but who makes it and how do they make money? Is it just through the Discord Nitro? Because that seems like not a lot of money for like how much they have to actually like support.
I would imagine they're selling people's, like, you can link all your accounts on Discord. I'd imagine they're selling that to somebody somewhere.
All that info is now public knowledge. Yeah, I guess that'd be useful if you have. But that seems, yeah, that doesn't seem very ethical. Like, that seems like if someone figured that out the next day, no one would use Discord, or like very few people would trust Discord again. Is that fair? Like, that's if Facebook said they were tracking your private messages. I think everyone knows they track their public messages, but to actually be in your private messages and to like target ads or whatever they're doing through that, I think that is kind of more on par.
And I think Discord may have like some premium channels or something like that. You can purchase those.
Yeah, the Discord.
Very little money, but yeah.
Yeah, the Discord Nitro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard from somebody that they do sell information, and it's listed in their terms of service that they do. So my thing is that I don't think that anything I put on Discord is valuable enough for me to keep hidden anyway. So if it's a free service, I might as well sell some of my useless information.
You never know. You might have a targeted ad for a LAN party shop in Saudi Arabia one of these days. You'd be like, what the heck? What's that? What? That's oddly specific. You'd be like, oh.
But I definitely do understand and respect the cynicism that people have.
Yeah, no, totally.
I'm somewhat worried. I'm in a lot of Discord channels. And I'm not the one actively talking in some of these. And some of the stuff people are talking about, I don't really want ads for what they're talking about.
What do you mean? Now I want specifics. What Discord channels are you in?
Well, the old game that I talked about earlier, Dust 514. Like, there's a lot of Eve people who played Dust 514, and they're still talking the Dust 514 Discord channel. And there's all these little different channels in there, and there's been a lot of anime stuff talked about in some parts, and that always turns octopusy, I guess you could say, at times.
Are you talking about Weeb?
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. I don't want like body pillow ads or anything.
We have an unofficial policy that I don't know if Sniper's aware of, but anytime I see Weeb crap on our Discord, I just delete it.
That's why I never see it. I'm always like, I always go to these Discord channels, I see Weeb crap everywhere. Like, this is really popular. Then I go to ours and I'm like, do you think this would be posted with like, I don't know, even like some of the games that are like adult games? You think that would be shared? But no, I haven't seen anything. It's a good job, Abdel. I like that.
High five to you. Somebody needs to be doing this kind of stuff. I wish they did this in the Discord I was in.
But the hero we need, yeah.
What's amazing about it, though, yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting, but what's amazing about it is that how much of a gateway it is. Like, it'll start with, like, soft anime, and, like, it'll be all friendly and cuddly, and then it just takes a turn for the worst immediately, like, after. Like, it's like, it just introduces you to it initially, and it's like, okay, this seems benign, and then you get hit with it later.
Where do you draw the line? Like, someone's posting Simpsons stuff. Is that like, Simpsons is a gateway anime?
You know when you see it.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, Jolly, should we steer this back around to bacon?
Yeah, go for it, dude. Like, I'm gonna let you do the bacon and the other thing. I really don't want to think about it because I'm kind of hungry as it is now. It's like 10 o'clock and I'm hungry.
Well, something we like to ask every guest on our show is, what kind of bacon do you like? How do you like it prepared? And what kind of beverage, be it beer, cider, or other, would you prefer to have paired with said bacon?
Abdo, what kind of bacon do you like there?
Yeah, I'm sort of disqualified here, but I do have an answer. After experimenting with various turkey bacons, I discovered beef bacon at Wegmans last week, and I forget what it's called, but it's literally the only brand of beef bacon that's out there, and it's actually surprisingly good. Like, I don't like the turkey bacon, like the one that's sold by Oscar Mayer or Butterball. Usually I go for like the organic, no nitrate one when I do buy turkey bacon, but yeah, for religious reasons I can't eat bacon, so I guess even if I wanted to, I just not eating it your whole life, you kind of shy away from it. But yeah, so beef bacon, and choice of drink would be probably kombucha.
Nice. I like, okay, this is weird. Okay, in other parts of the world, I order bacon and it's not bacon. Like strips of bacon, when I want bacon, that's like strips of bacon. But if I go to like Eastern Canada and I order bacon, it's just like ham made on a pan. Is that the kind of bacon you guys know and love?
I was gonna say, you can pretty much say American bacon is. Nobody considers our bacon but us.
Well, in Alberta, we eat strips of bacon, and I like that. No particular brand. And for a drink, I don't know. I like something called Yellowhead. It's a beer, a light lager, if you will, and it's delicious.
And yes, that before you go, I have to mention the whole thing Bamm did. That's a guaranteed question, always asked. The beer and the bacon thing, no matter who's here. Like, Bamm actually asked a guy on dialysis, so what kind of beer do you like? And the guy's like, you remember earlier when I mentioned I'm on dialysis? So it's guaranteed it's coming through.
I mean, you got to do it for everyone. It's no special treatment.
Well, and I have to ask you to different with regards to different types of bacon, and since you're up there in Canada, how do you feel about maple flavored bacon?
Maple flavored bacon is freaking delicious.
If you want to know how to make that better, pair it with peanut butter.
Okay, now you lost me. Like, maple bacon was like, we were up, and then peanut butter on your bacon. What are you doing?
Remember, he said California. He lives in California, so you have to
The peanut butter.
take everything he says.
Peanut butter is for bread and dogs. I'm sorry. That's the only thing I'm.
This is actually something I got from my folks growing up, and we grew up in Pennsylvania back on the East Coast. But no, it sounds insane. But what we would do in the morning when we're having breakfast, like we're having pancakes, is we put peanut butter on the pancakes. And if you're having peanut butter in the pancakes and you're eating that with bacon, it tastes amazing. And then after having moved to California, I went to a place called the Corvette Diner, and they had a peanut butter bacon burger. And it sounds completely strange, but they said, the waiter there, he's like, well, give it a try. And if you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. And I thought, okay, fine. And ever since then, every time I have a bacon burger, I want peanut butter on it.
Wow, that's all right. Maybe I'll eat my words. I'll have to try this peanut butter on the bacon. I don't know about the burger. Like, that's many steps in one. Maybe I'll just try like dipping it, and then I don't know, I'll make it into a meal, and then maybe I'll throw some buns on it, make it a burger.
It's okay, Sniper. You don't have to tell anybody. You can just close your curtains one day and cook the bacon, throw some peanut butter on it, look to your left and right, make sure nobody's there.
Yeah.
Nobody has to know. Keep it to
my
yourself.
fellow Canadians will judge me. Are you souring maple bacon with peanut butter? I'll be ejected.
Well, Abdul, Sniper, thank you guys very much for joining us. And for the folks out there listening, the site is Diplomunion.com. Go check it out. They also have a Discord channel and a link to that Discord channel on the site. For myself, Draconis, that's it for this week.
Diplo!